Hello, hello, and welcome to Nebula Fan Battlecast, a show where we are. We'll work on the introduction. Never mind. Today, we will be debating Ao Oni versus the Slender Man. With the beautiful people here. Firstly, repping Ao Oni is Saul.
Wow, wow, wow. Hey guys, it's your favorite guy. I love how right, this is a very good matchup and I want to sell you guys on it.
Debating for the Slender Man is Sherm.
I feel like I've been haunted by the Slender Man for the past week or so, just with how my life's been going. So I feel very prepared for this debate. Also, we forgot to put the Nebula Theater background on. There we go.
I don't know what that means, but Croat's here to jury with me. As always, aka as the last three times we've done this, these are debates given to us by members. If you become a member of the second tier or higher, you get to submit your debate to us and or a matchup to us, and we will debate it live on stream. I don't know if people care about being called out as the one that submitted it, but I believe this was Mug?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Mug submitted this one. It's already one that we've talked about before. It's very interesting, and I can't wait. As someone who doesn't know like anything about them, I can't wait to learn about it.
Yeah, this was. Oh, I was going to say this was a semi-finalist on the Halloween tournament we did, so there's already clearly some love for it.
It was? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
The
Well, let's
Halloween
start with who
tournament
these
was
characters
last
are.
year.
So
We don't
we'll
do
start
60
with,
seconds. We just talk.
Correct. We'll start with Ao Oni. What is an Ao Oni?
Okay, so sit your asses down because we're going to need a little bit of an explanation.
This is the stream.
So the Oni itself is kind of within the world of our Oni. It is a manifestation of imagine culture and folklore. Like that's what the Oni started off as, right? It was a rumor. It was a horrific thing that might have been around since I think 400 AD is its first sighting. And it is a horrible myth creature that just kind of kills and destroys. This blue, yes, the Oni is meant to be blue, not purple, is a very weird individual. The Oni has manipulated people and specifically focused on a boy called Naoki, who used black magic to condemn a bully to death. However, he was very bad at black magic and did something called the Curse of the Jailhouse, which made him live as a vengeful spirit and made the world a living hell with the help of Ao Oni. Naoki would be leading classmates back to Ao Oni's mansion, which I'll talk about the mansion in a little bit, to basically kill, people. But people would end up escaping and freeing themselves from the mansion, which the monster would basically kind of heck Ravik as Naoki found more bloodlust for the friends who abandoned him because he was bullied. It's a very interesting creature that has a variety of powers. The main thing that it exists as a fundamental rumor, and the more that Ao Oni is talked about and spread, the more that it gains power. So by doing this very cast, we are giving Ao Oni power.
Fuck. What in the Persona 2?
Don't mind me. I'm just taking my Pepto Bismol because the slender sickness is out of Ursula and it's affecting me in the real world.
Or is it
That's a fucking crazy
or is it the
Reality
Ao?
over fiction,
Or is it
Slenderman.
the
That's
Ao?
insane.
The Ao Oni virus?
Is that the gist of Ao Oni?
Yes.
All right, let's move to Slender, or is it Slender Man? I've heard both.
It is an entity of fear that goes by many names. The Slender Man, Slender, not the Observer, the the Marble Hornet's name that I forgot what it's
The
called,
operator.
which is totally valid. I don't know why everyone separates that continuity specifically. But anyway, Slender. Since mankind has existed, it has known fear. And that, at the end of the day, is what Slenderman is. It has existed since humanity has existed. It is fear embodied. It is many religions like Greek and Egypt and English have interpreted it as a god of their mythology, but it is a being that when you think of Slender Man, don't think of like a guy in the woods. You would be more served to imagine Slender Man something like Cthulhu or Pennywise, an eldritch abomination that takes on these forms to interact with the world around us. It is essentially I'm used to like the 60 seconds and not the overview form. I don't know how in depth we want to get into like the true nature of what Slender Man is, but it is essentially an entity that has a true form that we can maybe get into later if we want to. And people always say it's easier to describe what someone can't do than what they can do if they have a lot of abilities. And that's usually an over exaggeration. It's genuinely easier to like say, all right, what can't he do? Because he is the godfather of creepypasta and has had so much stuff written about him and has had so many continuities that his bag of tricks is genuinely absurd. But I guess fundamentally he is a very tall man in a suit with tentacles, with a lot of abilities. He hunts down people in the woods. He likes to inspire and stoke fear. And he has a lot of abilities that help him do that. And similarly to Ao Oni, any power you think Slenderman has becomes a power that he actually has, because he is powered by the thoughts of the masses. So by talking about him on this cast, we are indeed making Slenderman more powerful.
You saw my thing.
I did, yes.
So the battle is tied. I hope you guys enjoyed the cast.
Hey, no.
Next time when we cover more matchups.
Now we get into the debate, and I will mute my mic while they debate, specifically because I have food in the oven, and I am hungry, and I don't want this to be an ASMR Plime Chews stream. But where do we want to start with the debate?
Numbers, though.
We can talk about their basic abilities, yeah.
Yeah, we'll start there.
Do you want me to start? Since I'm in the title first.
Yes, sir.
So, Ao Oni, to talk about it, is a hunter of sorts, right? It is able to track people through its senses. It can track people through blood, their scent in the air, and the scent of their urine. They are so precise with their sounds that they are able to even hear your own heartbeat and can hear your sounds from a different floor, right? It can sense whether you are dead or alive, and it has certain abilities that allows it to highlight you, like highlight yourself through the wall. It is also able to see like people who are invisible. Its main ability is that of its kind of biology, power copy, and manipulation. Can you bring up the I think it's just called biology manipulation, please?
Did you give me something like that?
Yes, it's the gift.
Hold on. The biology manipulation.
Yes. That's what the file is called.
Okay, you didn't name it on the. Hold on, let me get it real quick. Sorry. Explain it while I set it up.
Okay, so basically the whole thing is that the Aoni ability as a species is able to mimic others. It can mimic the voice of even people that it hasn't met and can transform into people. When it transforms into a person, that it can do through consuming the DNA of, it gives Aoni all the memories of the person, their resistances, weaknesses, abilities, items, and equipment. It's able to manipulate its own biology by changing its shape, shrinking.
Sorry for laughing. This game is hilarious.
Yes. So basically, within the first game, you and a few friends enter a mansion, and they all get picked off one by one and become Onis to like trick you, right?
So there are So there's potentially multiple Onis.
There are multiple Onis.
Gotcha.
So that's another thing with the Onis, is that this isn't just one individual. This is many individuals. Basically, the idea of the Oni individuals is that they are an extension of the regular Oni. So anything that they can do, the others can do.
Let's talk. I'm sorry that I'm asking questions.
That's okay. Go for it.
This better. It's like once you turn into an Oni, like you're an Oni forever. So even at the start of the game, you can make an argument that there are multiple Onis just around the world.
Yes.
Okay.
So I will talk about a few of them, such as, I will change my profile picture for this demonstration. This is Fuwati. What? Fuwati is a little cube who is able to fire lasers, can run at high speeds, can mimic, become sentient blocks and stuff. One of the most interesting things is that Fuwati can infect and transform people, similar to the Oni, and can possess people's spirits. One of the ways that this is weaponized is by the Oni tends to pick up Fuwati and throw it at people. Crazy.
Yeah.
Let's meet some of the other competition, shall we? This is Squatto. He is a muscular Oni who is standing 4 meters tall, who has a kind of like gravity manipulation where when he takes steps, he causes earthquakes, and those earthquakes make you feel heavier and harder to move.
Brother didn't skip leg day.
And just to show you the scale of these individuals from Aoni, this is the one that I'm about to bring up now. This is an insect Aoni. Basically, the common through line with Aoni transformations is their pupils. That's kind of the one thing that they can't really change. So it's like a tell, you know?
But
so
they're what?
Their pupils. Their eyes.
Yeah.
So these insects are capable of basically, if you come into contact with one, if they enter your body through your skin, mouth, anywhere, you turn into an Oni from the inside out. This expands to there are cockroach Onis that can produce acid, and there's like hundreds of them. There are rat Onis. There are cat Onis. There are slugs, bats, dogs. Perhaps one of the most interesting for this debate is there is a Hydra Oni. So the Hydra Oni is able to fire these serpents who create more Aonis. Very, very powerful. And just to because I've mentioned so many, let's go with one of the strongest Onis that there are. This is God Oni. He's a big fish. But this is a God Oni. He has tentacles. He is able to wrap people around. But I mean, this gets so far that he has a version of Zeus that is capable of firing homing electricity strikes that hit victims.
Man, people stop guy writing fan fiction on Oni because it's making him too strong.
A fan of fiction wants to know, can it turn into anything? Like if you showed a picture of a xenomorph, could it turn into a xenomorph?
I don't. Maybe it can shapeshift and warp its body. To be fair, but I need to talk about the most powerful form right now, and these are all individual Onis, right? This is the disembodied consciousness. So there was a 2016 crossover between our Oni, Kayako, and Sadako, funny enough, the other opponent for Slenderman, where they became this disembodied consciousness through our Oni's many advanced adaptations, which he developed during the crossover by resisting and influencing Sadako. They are directly described as an other-dimensional monster, and they have multiple abilities. They are able to hop through televisions like Sadako does. They're able to rip out and seal people's souls. They can completely paralyze victims. They are able to teleport individual parts of your body. So if this Aoni wants to, it can isolate your arm and teleport it away. It can duplicate. It can teleport itself. It can create illusions. It can possess people and force them to kill themselves, which can be done with multiple different individuals, right? And perhaps the most interesting part is it has access to Sadako's curse. So you know the curse where it's like, oh, if you watch the tape, blah, 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 you end your life. Well, this curse is like a virus of the brain and exists within the unconscious mind. And that's why it's referred to the collective unconsciousness, right? And there's no way to able to stop it, as it keeps spreading even through abstract concepts and archetypes. Even fearing the curse strengthens it, and it poisons the mind. It is able to it is crazy. And I mean, these are just the Onis that I'm bringing up by name, right? Like there are clown Onis. There's one that looks like Indiana Jones. There's
That
a
belongs in the museum.
There's a
I'm not trying to underreact. It's just they're throwing a lot at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a lot of the Oni forms. And again, they are individual different Onis. I will let Sherm talk for a little bit, so and then go into the Oni's own abilities. Again, the Oni should be able to replicate everything I said because they are the same individuals, right? They are like extensions of the body.
So just to kind of get a grasp of what you said so far, the Oni has a bunch of other Onis that it's in control of, and all these other Onis have a lot of various powers.
Yes, the most important one probably being archetype manipulation, if you know what that kind of means.
Vaguely.
So archetype manipulation is a little bit complicated to explain because it gets more into theoretical physics and stuff. But basically, archetypes are universally accepted patterns, image models that have been part of cultures forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are the fundamental models that are ingrained within our collective unconsciousness. So, the images and stuff that we recognize, right?
Right.
The fundamental concepts of our understanding that virus can manipulate.
It can manipulate archetypes?
Yes.
So, what does that mean?
So it can manipulate concepts.
Do we have an example of what happens when our Oni manipulates a concept?
It just kind of becomes another Ao-Oni. There is a Ao-Oni called the fourth dimensional Ao-Oni. By the way, that is his name. Let me he's more referred to as the warped Oni, right? And let me get an image of him up. So this is him. He is the warped Oni. He is the spatially warped, to my understanding, he is the spatially warped fourth dimension given a Ao-Oni form, which includes the concepts of fourth dimensional space and fourth dimensional time.
So does time no longer exist because it got turned into an Oni?
In the fourth dimension, yes. From what I understand.
So that seems real. Like, that is very interesting. So, like, I guess time doesn't exist anymore in that world.
In the higher dimensional place.
But isn't the higher dimensional place just the thing?
Yeah, it's like the dimension itself doesn't really exist, from what I understand.
So I guess I'm just trying to figure out, does it actually affect the concept, which then affects everything that concept embodies, or does it just like copy the concept?
It kind of, from what I understand, it infects the concept. Because it quite literally infects the dimension straight up.
So if it like infected and turned time into an Oni, does like time still happen? Do like events still occur in sequential order?
I don't know if they happen in order just because how weird our Oni is, right? Because time itself is also manipulated within our Oni. It's kind of hard to apply fundamental knowledge of physics to our Oni, especially when we get into more of its like higher abilities.
Okay. I guess we can talk more about the specifics later then.
Yes.
So Slenderman. He's a bit more well known than Aoni, I would posit.
I thought you were gonna say Slenderman. He is a slender man.
He's
been terrorizing the NBA.
I don't really know if he ever has stated pronouns because it's just kind of people talking about him. So I guess it's a little assumptuous on their part. But yeah, he is, at the very least, he's slender. So Slenderman's whole thing is he's gonna like try to kidnap people or just cause them to die in some manner. He's a very mysterious, enigmatic force. We don't really know what his end goals are for the most part. So a big thing is his tendrils. He has for the most part, people won't see himself moving around, but he'll have tendrils coming out of his arms or his back that can extend across like whole forests if he wants to. I actually, a question I had when I was researching it is like, if we were to animate Slenderman, what does it like look like when he moves? What would we do? So I specifically wanted to find out what Slenderman moving looked like. So I found a couple of movement examples that I thought were good to know. First off is like, I believe kind of an application of his teleportation, but when he moves around, it can kind of look like this, where he kind of just like rushes towards you very quickly.
Pretty sure I've seen that in a fighting game.
Yeah, so he has like the Akuma like move towards you really fast movement. But another movement thing is you can use his tentacles to move like a spider, or Doc Ock around with his tentacles, where he'll like chase someone. Or he could just kind of turn to a spider. So yeah, he does have some very interesting and creepy looking movement options. But when he wants to move towards you, he does move very quickly. But yeah.
So the legs are just for show.
Yeah, the legs are not. He's not really a runner. He probably can walk if he wants to. That's kind of an interesting thing. He never has to walk because specifically, his teleportation is his primary mode of transportation for a couple reasons. He's kind of got a... Okay, so the people who made this describe this as a Schrodinger's cat, where he exists at all points in time and space until he is observed, at which point he's in that place. But that doesn't make any sense, because if he was everywhere, then people would constantly be seeing him. So they've taken the box out, which makes the Schrodinger's cat example not work at all. So basically what this means is that he can be anywhere at any time, anywhere he wants. So he doesn't need to move because he's just wherever he desires to be at any point in time, if that makes sense. He's like, I need to be at Chipotle, and he doesn't even think about it. He's just there. There's no the only time he ever chases people is just because he's a dick. That's the whole thing. But yeah. So like the biggest thing is his tentacles. His tentacles can wrap around people, grab people, crush people. That's like teleportation. Tentacles are the bread and butter. Everyone. He has a lot of biological manipulation. He can give you the slender sickness, which I was talking about. He can make you vomit. He can make you lose your motor skills. He can make you anxious or depressed or suicidal. He can just cause you to die. Like, he can just make you fall over dead by being near him. He can erase your memories. He can erase like years away of your life that you just will completely not have anymore. He can manipulate your hormones to fall in love. I thought this was a very funny one where he plays matchmaker for some reason. I'm not entirely sure the full context, but he manipulated the hormones in someone to make them fall in love with someone else. I'm not sure why he did this, but this is a thing he can do with his biological manipulation.
That's cute.
Germ wants to know, isn't there also something about him being the humanity's subconscious or something like that?
Yeah, I'm trying not to like just overload with like everything off rip. I'm kind of trying to, but yeah, he is. Yeah, he's out of Versal. We can talk about that later. But yeah, I keep trying to click on this box, but I'm in YouTube, not really sure, so there was no button to press.
So you're saying there's an argument where Slenderman can force Aoni to fall in love with him?
Does Aoni have hormones?
I wouldn't think so.
Then probably not. I guess we can. This is again. So here's a really fun thing about both of these characters have biological manipulation, but I'm pretty sure both of them probably don't even have biology.
Yeah,
a lot of their powers might not even work because Slenderman, his body isn't really a body. His body can become physical when he wants to do something like grab someone. He has like just grabbed people before with his like dinner plate sized palms. He just like palmed their head before. But by default, he's kind of intangible because he is made of smoke, shadows, and dark matter. One of those is a gas. One of those shadows is not a thing. It is just an absence of light. And dark matter, which if you've seen Kara versus EXE, you know a bit about how that's going to go down, which is like the opposite of matter. So Slenderman's not really worried about physical manipulation because he is. So Slenderman fundamentally is fear given form. Like he just kind of spawns and is made of like weird dark matter, extra dimensional energy, shadow, and smoke.
Mhm.
So it's like
just to clarify, dark matter is not the opposite of matter. That would be antimatter. Dark matter is just a theoretical substance that people theorize makes up the emptiness in space.
yes,
Like yeah, it's like it's just like this kind of force that exists to help like differentiate gravity in different planets and stuff like that, and how it reacts in space. It's not like antimatter where it's like, oh, just hit Slenderman with matter and he dies.
yeah. That's not. I might have misspoke. I wasn't trying to say like he just disintegrates anything he touches. Yeah. So I don't know if the biological manipulation would work, but he does have like some biological hacks. Like one time he filled someone's like organs with like tar sap, as much that they like burst like a balloon. Like their lungs and stomach were like just full of like dark slender goo. Another time, like Slenderman's very surgical because one time he like took out someone's organs, put them in a plastic bag, and then put it back. I don't know why he does this. He just does things sometimes. But yeah. A big thing is that he can just turn someone into fog. Like that's not biological manipulation; it's more of a transmutation. But he can just—it's very funny. Slenderman's appendage reached out, touched the last of my men, And then that man was no more. He became fog. You know that cartoon smoke cloud thing where someone runs away and they're replaced by like a puff of smoke in the shape of their body that's meant to show that they're running away? Slenderman does that without the running away part. He just like turns them into like a smoky silhouette of themselves. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we even without like mind control, because he can kind of mind control, he can also just puppet your body without your consent. He can just like make you do things. Like it's kind of like a weird like hacks because it's specifically not mind control. It's just I'm making your body move without your permission.
Closer to
So
like
it's not-
biology manipulation.
Yeah. But it's not like he's like manipulating like it's more like he's subverting whatever's controlling the body to control the body. So it's like it's not like mind control, it's like he replaces it's just a way to control the body that's not normal mind control. He can just kind of redirect damage. So like things that would try to attack him get reflected back to you. Like someone tried to shoot him one time, and instead of them getting shot, they got shot. So it's like the Makima contract, except it's specifically back to you and not a random person. Which is very helpful, I would imagine, in a death battle Nebula theater context.
So kind of like
This is the wrong scan.
Kind of like the beginning of JoJo's Part 5, when someone hits them with a shovel and then they get hit instead.
Yeah, this is the wrong picture, but I can talk about this as well. He can just make like your weapons not work, which is very interesting because this isn't like, normally when guns don't work, they like click and they don't fire. This is a very weird one where they click and the bullet just kind of slides out of the barrel and falls to the ground, which is like a very specific way of like, I guess, flexing, because it's not even like your gun jammed. It's just I made your gun the ass or something. It's very weird.
Wait.
Specifically, he was trying to shoot Slenderman, and then the highlighted part is he said there was a click, and the bullet just fell out of the barrel, no force behind it. It just slid out and landed at his feet.
So, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to wrap my brain around like just changing force at will.
I guess, yeah. Because the thing is, Slenderman is not beholden to physics and space and time because he comes from a world with different physics. So it basically means he can kind of just warp reality. I think the application for this would just be like he can make attacks coming at him just kind of stop coming at him. It's very weird and esoteric. This is what we get for trying to analyze horror characters.
Yeah.
A big thing is that he's basically Mysterio with the illusion creations. Like he can make you like see your house down to the finest detail, even when it's like just some random like outside forest area. He can like make you see whatever he wants, hear whatever he wants, taste and feel whatever he wants. He can just straight up like he can make it that you will never see the truth. If we're going back to JoJo Part 5, he can just you will always see only what he wants you to see and feel and hear. That's like a very big one. He can also just kind of manipulate reality a little bit to make these illusions more convincing. Going with the JoJo references again, one time a servant of Slenderman using Slenderman's power made someone go upstairs over and over and over again. Like Part 3 JoJo with Polnareff and Dio. He was trying to get to the top of this fire tower, and he just kept climbing the stairs, and like they were like looping around, and he was like, I'm making progress. I'm almost at the top. I just can't get back. And they take like 2 steps down. He's back at the bottom. Like Slenderman can like manipulate like space that kind of way. But yeah, I think so. He can also. I'm trying to think of what else would be relevant to say. He has like good elemental manipulation. He can like he sets like fires all the time. He's a pyromaniac. He likes setting the forest on fire. He has like trees. He can manipulate the trees, make the branches and vines attack you. One time he turned someone into a tree. He like used the branches to like grab someone, and then like held them up to the tree, and then like the bark like covered their body, and then they became a tree man. So they got fused tree transmutation. That's pretty cool. He can just drain you of like your life. No more life. I have it now.
Fan of Fiction says Slenderman is a firebender, which makes it 2 episodes in a row where a firebender was represented on Nebula Theater Cast, which is great. So he's got a lot of biology manip. He can transmute and do a bunch of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I guess the next natural... Huh? He can take your face away.
Aoni's pretty famous for your face. He can just make his face look like Slender's face. He can remove all your facial features.
I guess the next natural question would be, can they resist each other's bigger hexy moves?
Yes, I only can. And there's a few powers that I actually haven't gone over yet. I only kind of went over the individual Onis.
Okay. If we want to talk... Fiction, I want to say this fan fiction is like, who decided these guys should be this crazy? Us, because they get stronger every time we think about them.
Yeah. So there's a few things that I want to talk about first. Biology manipulation isn't going to work. One, our Oni was able to make himself back into an Oni after being petrified. He was also able to enter the closet in the Our Oni anime, and the closets like transmute you into something else, right? He also has been stated to manipulate his own cell structure, and this has also been stated that...
Come on, Croat, please join.
Okay, I'll finish. It's also been stated that our Oni has control over his atoms down to the quantum level. Sherm.
So the transmutation resistance sounds pretty solid because you could just turn back from a statue. But what if the tree thing probably wouldn't work. But what if Slenderman turns you into mist and then just disperses the mist?
Well, he controls his own atoms, and he would still have his powers and be able to reform.
So he wouldn't be able to you're saying Slenderman wouldn't be able to disperse him once he
no.
He could get turned to mist, but the mist would still be under Aoni's control.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
He also has resistance to all types of mind manipulation, including having his mind controlled, having his memory manipulated, and having his memory erased. So basically, in the manga, Naoki, there's a loop that happens, kind of Chainsaw Man ending thing, where the manga is retconned and reversed and everybody loses their memories, right? The Aoni spirit made it very blatantly clear that it remembers everything that happened. And in the animated movie, the Aoni's body transformed through the use of the bellflower, which the bellflower erases and alters and controls minds into becoming infatuated with the flower on contact. And this Oni particularly is derived from the very flower itself. So you would have to argue its own abilities working on itself. Strange. There's also other mind stuff that I could go into. Our Oni was able to absorb the consciousness of the Slitmouth lady, who is another being, whose mind was powerful enough to create an entire universe. So if you try and mess with our Oni's mind, it could mess with yours.
Okay.
There's a few other stuff.
Would Aoni have a resistance to the body specifically being puppeted outside of mind manipulation?
I'm unsure. Because that's more like body puppetry.
Yeah.
Which is a bit more weird.
All right.
So there's some other stuff that you brought up, but it's capable of tanking entire, standing in magma. So no fire stuff is going to work. Also, I believe that it passively just makes places colder. So just by standing in it. Anyway, let's talk about more about the Oni itself, right? Because I've talked about what the others are able to do. What does our main hot Aoni able to do? So, the Aoni itself is able to do a bunch of things. It's able to teleport. Yeah, who cares at that point? Its Onification is able to... So when it eats a person, it's able to take their shape and form. This is so powerful that even if you are just scared of our Oni, you can turn into our Oni. It's also been able to do things on... it's also been able to do this ability, on people who, can't die. People with, immortality have been able to be eaten and turned into this. It has a bunch of other things as well. We made a joke about... we have another firebender. Our Oni can ignite its claws. That's its main way that it fights, right? It either eats you or uses its claws to cut you apart. It is able to, teleport, so it poofs even if there's a room that you can see and exit. It is able to teleport between two places, and probably more importantly, because I don't know if you have any BFR options, but in Absolute Nightmare, our Oni can create portals to other worlds.
He does have BFR options, but I don't know if they'll be a big deal.
Yeah. So there's a few other things I kind of want to talk about. We kind of talked about tech manipulation, which it can do, but it's to the point where our Oni can stop, RPG makers, game mechanics, opening your inventory. It can stop you from doing that to a level where it was able to stop people from closing the game. The tab of the game, it can just stop it. You can't do that anymore.
I hate that, just in general.
Yeah.
Slenderman can also control the game. I wanna just so that we don't get too far with that. Slenderman, Slenderman has a quote where not even a game bug can save you from me.
Yeah.
He can track the player model outside of what a character AI should be capable of doing. Warp you, kill you. You can also just manipulate the game menu itself and boot you from the game. So I think they would kind of be relatively matched.
Yeah,
the
game
manipulation aspect.
Our Oni also has its own fear manipulation, where being around it sends you into a thing called fear shock, which causes you nausea, vomiting, and in extreme cases, survivors of our Oni have PTSD over it. Its fear is so overwhelming, it causes a paralysis within your body, which is consistent with another move that the Aoni has, where if it bites you, you become paralyzed. It's able to interact with, funny enough, gas-based entities. So, Slenderman's whole mist thing wouldn't matter. It could still hurt Slenderman.
It's only partially made of mist. It's also made of shadows and dark matter.
Well, that's fine as well, because it's able to fight Slipmouth Woman, who is a ghost, and is able to fight other individuals of that level. I've talked about it being able to duplicate, but it is able to multiply into thousands and can absorb people down to the quantum subatomic level, if needed. This might be a little bit interesting. You talked about its own... You talked about reality... You talked about reality. Oh, you got your hand up. What is it, Sherm?
Slenderman doesn't have a soul.
Does he not?
He does not have a soul. So, I don't know if the ghosts manipulation would be a good way to interact with him. I think you would need specifically shadow or darkness manipulation.
Oh, he doesn't have a soul, does he?
Slenderman does not have a soul.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. There's other stuff as well. You talked about reality warping, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's also able to reality warp. It is able to, in our Oni Nightmare, it's able to manifest a bunch of walls and paths. It was able to physically distort space-time. Perhaps one of its most important abilities here is its power modification, and it's way to manipulate it. Also, yeah, someone in chat said that it has darkness manipulation, so that's fine. It's able to manipulate its own stats, to where it is able to buff itself, its speed, its stamina. It's able to increase and decrease other people's speeds. It has an attack within, I forget what the game is called. It is able to use the freeze time spell. You can imagine what the freeze time spell does. It freezes time.
I think
So,
now would be a good time to mention the fact that Slenderman comes from a realm without space and time, and it's specified that any manipulations to space and time have no effect on it, and it also has its own time manipulation as well.
okay, I'm going to get into the more esoteric stuff, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Jailhouse Curse, which is which is very weird, and from what I've read, is kind of like Return by Death from Subaru, which should put in the context of player's mind. The Jailhouse Curse is an ability that the Oni has, where essentially the game is reloaded upon completing it, where basically if something ends in some way, it can force it back to the beginning. So basically, if anyone escapes his mansion or glitches outside it, then the fundamental laws of the universe we are in will move time backwards to where the individuals are inside. This is stated to be an infinite loop by our Oni creators.
How the fuck do you beat the game?
I mean, you can beat it, but obviously, it gets looped back in. There is also the mansion itself is infinite in size, so very hard to get out of, and the Oni has control over it and can choose to stop and make the loop whenever it wants, and it erases your memories when this happens, right? This gets a little bit weird because now we got to kind of talk about the movie, and the movie has some fictional transcendence and fate manipulation arguments, right? So basically, in the version 2 movie, from my understanding, Our Oni is a real video game that me and you can experience, right?
Okay.
And the game itself, the Our Oni game, and our real physical world begin to overlap in such a way that the game and Hiroshi, the main protagonist of Our Oni, become interlinked with one another. This is described as the game itself, the actual Our Oni game, becoming the reality that the game, the world is, right? And this is also to the point where the game has been described as having a set path of motions to take that guarantees the death of the people who enter it. They are quite literally fated to die at the hands of the Oni, and even if you manage to avoid it temporarily, you will always die to the Oni's hands.
I'm a little confused.
So basically, there is this. So the fictional transcendence thing is that the real world, like our world and the game, Our Oni has the ability to make them overlap, right?
Okay.
The game itself then has set paths in motion to where the narrative guarantees that you will die. You will die by fate itself, by the Oni's hands.
The Oni in the game world can manipulate the narrative of the real world?
Yes, and they start becoming one and the same thing.
The Slenderman, would this fight be taking place in the game world or the real world?
It wouldn't matter what world it takes place in because Our Oni can, they both can exist and become one.
I think it's more so even if you didn't necessarily put it in the game world, you would still say that Aoni can reach to a higher plane of existence, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And again, that is some reality over fiction stuff because it's our real world. And while in the Jailhouse Curse, you are fated to die, and even if you escape, the world of the game itself rewinds to a point where you have to start all over again with no knowledge of what happened.
So,
Real
okay,
quick,
so
I want to shout out someone donated $1.49, which is my mother. Thank you. This is just my allowance though, so don't It's okay. Don't worry about it. This is just my 30-year-old allowance that I never got when I was a child.
and as Evil has put in chat, the game cannot be manipulated. Fate is set. Shun was unable to manipulate anything after the Oni became real. So even if you have a layer of manipulating this game, you cannot.
So, okay, so we have what we'll call baseline reality, which is like the general universe we assume fictional characters exist in.
Mm.
This universe, like what we'd say, like where the Slender games exist and where the Ao Oni games exist, this is like the reality. Ao Oni can just come into normal reality.
Kind of. Imagine like fusing the two realities together.
So does it make like the not real world, or does it make the real world not real?
Yes. Is the answer to that, unfortunately. Yes. A bit of both, because they are interlinked, and the game and the real people are interlinked.
They become interlinked through the power of the Oni.
Yes.
This is a lot to take in.
Yeah. If you play the game, you can die in real life. Don't make me test that on stream.
Yeah, make the fictional world real. Shun says that fiction has become reality.
Does Slenderman have anything that's like on that level?
No.
I kind of have a question that's been bugging in
Yeah.
the back of my mind
Go
when
ahead.
it comes to these two. You both have mentioned that they get stronger the more that people talk about them and the more that people think about them, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't this is a very stupid argument, but it's just something I think of, and there are no such thing as stupid questions. If I look up Google Analytics and Slenderman has more characters, wouldn't that mean he's stronger than Aloni?
Not really, because we'd have to directly compare their direct feats, right? And also, there's like the world of Aoni and the world of Slenderman that this applies to. There's also, as long as Aoni exists and people remember Aoni, it can always come back from death.
Why do so many characters got
So
this
Denji would
weird-
have to eat it in order for it to die.
Yes, Denji
Nope.
would have to eat it.
Not just that, because you have to destroy every copy of the game.
No, that's not how. No, Denji's concept erasure can just eat one Aoni, and that's done.
Yeah, it would just make it so it never existed.
Yeah.
I guess, but
which is why
but
the
also-
spoiler at the end happens.
Anyway, let me just talk about this regeneration stuff, right?
Yeah.
So basically, Aoni can regenerate from a bunch of different things, from having like parts of it cut off, I believe, to whatever. So basically, the Oni itself is a yokai that exists because we think it exists. When you think the Oni is a game, it's a game, but if you perceive it's real, then it becomes real. So many people in the world of Aoni have perceived it to be real, that it's real. Not only that, basically, if you want to destroy Aoni, due to how the game reality and real reality are linked, you would have to kill him. To kill him, you'd have to destroy every copy of Aoni on the internet. This has become so powerful that basically the Oni grew in power, that through the spread of myths and rumors, it is able to manifest on its own as long as people remember its rumor or the Oni itself.
Would this
He was-
be you have to destroy the game in the fictional internet or in the real world internet?
Real world. This is also a thing of, again, you also have to destroy all of the rumors about the Oni within its own fictional world, and otherwise it can keep manifesting. It's also been able to do this at a level of someone has existence erasure the Oni, and it's just popped back in, Spawn style.
Wouldn't that just
So
mean that the erasure happened on a lower level of existence that didn't affect the higher level, right?
Yeah, for the existence feat, but obviously there's
Yeah.
more to it.
Yeah. So let me ask this: is there ever anything that ever threatened Aoni?
Not really, I'm not gonna lie. It does have some weaknesses in terms of it kind of like it's animalistic in nature. It's easy. You can kind of juke it if you're understanding. It can play around with its food. It doesn't like certain incenses, funny enough.
So if Slenderman made it really smelly,
there is ways that you can kind of send it back where it came from if you destroy the summoning doll that brought it into the world. But it also, I think it's got it's like absorbed the doll, so you'd have to kill the Oni.
so let me ask the
It's-
similar question to Sherm. How have people ever fought against Slenderman? And has anyone ever actually defeated it in any of the stories?
I mean, no, Slenderman has never really been defeated. The closest would be like when it fought Zalgo and they kind of had like a bit of a magical tussle. But that was more like neither one of them really beat the other. Yeah, Slenderman's never really been defeated, but that's also because no one in Slender is really like at the same level as. I guess I could talk about Slenderman's true form. So he exists in a realm where the collective exists. And the collective are like platonic concepts. So like no one can really fuck with Slender in the Slender world because he is like conceptual by nature, which is like how he kind of has an immortality thing going on because as long as like fear exists in the fictional multiverse, he can just come back. But he doesn't really have anything that gets into like reality over fiction. So I'm not sure.
Meet Resistance Man. Yeah, only has a ton of resistances.
So I'll just say where I'm at right now is that I don't really see how either can kill the other. I know they said that in the comments that Aoni has like darkness manipulation, whatever. But I would rather see an example of that other than read a comment because some people.
Oh, I mean, I've got that for you.
Oh, you do? Because before you did not.
So
what do you have now?
So basically, it is because I didn't know if it could. Basically, it's able to control your shadow and make it attack you.
Has it ever just straight up destroyed a shadow?
That one I'm unsure about.
Okay.
But also, it can't, like I've said, it's able to destroy these archetypes, which are concepts. So there's no reason why it shouldn't be able to destroy the true form. Even if it takes like multiple attempts, Aoni has those.
Would he be able to even find that true form if it exists on a separate plane than a plane it's ever been on?
Maybe he does. So Aoni does also have certain wish and curses manipulation. That it's able to, like, it's like a reality warping thing again, right?
Okay.
What's getting me is that, correct me if I'm wrong, Sherm, but you said Slenderman comes from a reality where space and time just don't exist.
Yeah, because it sees like physics and reality as like a made up thing. Because it like there's like the infinite timelines, which are like physical reality. And then like above that sits like the collective's realm. So it's like it doesn't really abide by fictional reality. But in the sense that like it's still part of the fiction. It's just in fiction it lives in the realm of like fictional concepts as opposed to living in fictional timelines.
Like Aoni is technically more real than Slenderman, is what you're saying?
From what it sounds like, yeah.
But it still sounds like as long as fear exists, Slenderman will always come back. And Ao-Oni's whole thing is instilling fear. So if Ao-Oni takes care of Slenderman, he'll just come back because while you said a lot of these things of reality over fiction and all that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I am big baby brained. If he can't destroy that reality that Slenderman's from, wouldn't Slenderman just keep coming back?
I will also say it would be a funny Billboard ending if Aoni won by destroying the concept of fear, but because he destroyed the concept of fear, nobody fears him, and now he's really fucking bored.
Well, do we know how many, like, do we know how layered that dimension thing is? The true form, right?
If it exists in a higher dimension, then...
Well, I mean, I want to know if there's how many layers to this, because I did
Right.
mention the fourth dimension Oni, who is a higher dimensional Oni, who is like the compressed space and time of that dimension, right?
Yeah.
So if it's not any higher, which again, the real world could be argued as a higher dimension, the Oni could just corrupt it and destroy the concept of like the Slenderman stuff.
I'll also just ask this: do stats even matter here at all?
No.
All right,
It doesn't seem
we
like
don't
it
need to-
matters because they both. It sounds like they're both at a similar level of just fuckery, where they're like,
I have
Well,
They're
I
both
have,
X-Men.
I have,
Yeah, they're both
I have a funny immeasurable feat I kind of wanted to bring up.
I don't think it matters, but if it's funny, it's funny.
Can you bring up the butt cheek run?
Oh,
That's
I
funny.
actually have to hold on. I actually have to download that into this. I forgot it's a video.
Yeah, it's a video.
So if you want to explain it while I get it.
So, Fuwati, you know, the one that I mentioned really earlier,
Yeah.
through pure speed, ran into the past. Like, he ran into
Fucking
the...
Flash? That
Yeah,
shit?
he ran into the age of the dinosaurs through pure speed.
Motherfucker just did a flashpoint.
This isn't the only immeasurable feat. As
No, I believe you. It's just funny.
yeah, there are monks who are able of processing and receiving information through faster than light particles, which slow and reverse time through sheer speed, and they are able to react to these particles.
Wait,
Fucking hell.
Hold on.
You know, I think the writers of Ao-Oni need to just calm down for a second.
I need you to see. You'll also get why it's called the butt cheek
I'm-
run.
I'm very excited for this. Very excited to see this.
Sherm, do you have any immeasurable you want to cover?
I mean, I exist across space and time.
Yeah. I think that's pretty immeasurable, just to
Yeah.
exist. Because, Sherm said earlier, just Slenderman's just kind of everywhere. So speed doesn't really matter.
I don't know how long it's gonna take for that video to go in there. That's my bad. I forgot that you need to. Oh, I think this is it. Hold on. It also has audio, so I apologize.
Oh, I see why.
That's why it's called butt cheek run.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, he has run right out of this time period.
I want to see that again. What is this?
This is the anime.
There's an anime?
Yep.
Why is that? You know, when you said anime, I was thinking more Junji Ito, not Isekai Quartet.
Like, I just wanted to bring that up just in case you wanted to argue being faster. It's like, no, there's two pretty blatant immeasurable feats. Also, if you're wondering how you would scale the Fuwati, they're all extensions of him.
Yeah, I get them being extensions of each other, and Slenderman, because he exists everywhere, like speech and matter. So this whole fight is essentially just Slenderman fighting off multiple Ao-Onis.
Yes.
Does Slenderman
And-
have any type of minion of his own that could, like...
Compete.
I mean, yeah, he has like the collective, which are like similar conceptual entities that can like possess people, and then they can warp reality. They can do similar stuff to what Slenderman himself can do. One of them turned the sun into an eyeball. That was cool.
Turned the sun into an eyeball.
Yeah,
That's
like a
terrifying.
sun-sized eyeball. Like they turned it into like a giant eyeball.
Yeah, that's what I need when I'm going to work, seeing a giant eyeball in the sky.
Big Brother style. I quickly made something in Paint to help kind of illustrate a point. Because we were talking about like reality and stuff. So this is kind of my interpretation. There's like the timelines in the universe where general, like what we call baseline reality. Like this is where fights generally take place. And then we have like higher dimensional dimensions, like timelines, the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, things that can be like mathematically talked about and quantified. That would be like infinitely bigger. And then we go to like concepts and archetypes, which would be beyond any kind of mathematically definable reality. Because like you can't really like math down like the concept of chaos or something like that. That would just be like chaos would apply to any like reality that can be determined by math, like the fourth, fifth, 97th dimension. But then like the concept and archetype would still be part of like a fictional world, which would be completely not real compared to like the real world. So I think like tragically where we're landing is like Slenderman and Al Oni can both occupy like the conceptual archetypical scope, but only Al Oni can really mess with like the real world.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we started to like conflate some of these different layers, so I just wanted to kind of iron that out specifically.
Yeah, I feel like we were kind of generalizing when it. I also want to bring up another individual.
Well, no. Real quick, I just want to point out. What I was asking before is if he could just transcend a dimension he's never been to, because it doesn't matter if it's on a higher dimension or a similar dimension. It still needed. I would still want something to show he can just enter other dimensions in general, right? Not that it not like saying that they're not the same thing or whatever.
I mean, I feel like through the fourth dimension alone, I mean, I don't know how else he would do it apart from entering that dimension, right?
Well, one of the other things that you brought up before are those. If this wasn't on stream, but you said he's crossed over with other games and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not using those.
Oh, are those because I was gonna say that could be evidence of breaking into other similar things.
I could bring it up, which yes, the whole concept of Awoni is about multiversal dimensional travel. It gets a bit weird in the novels, right?
Okay.
But I wasn't going to use it more for. I wasn't going to scale him to like those characters that he meets because there's no evidence that they are like the same stat stuff, you know?
Okay.
I felt like that would be a bit mean, you know?
Me?
Why is this just the creepypasta version of Barbie versus Movie? So, you don't really, outside of the fourth dimension, you don't really have evidence of Ao Oni traveling to other dimensions.
I guess not.
Here's a better question. Let's say I'll buy it, right? I'll buy that he couldn't get into this dimension. Could he find Slenderman's real, like where his real thing is stored, his real self? Could he track it?
I mean, is it stored? I mean, how is it? This is a bit weird. How does it exist, Sherm? It's just kind of everywhere, isn't it?
Well, I mean, they never really go into like detail of exploring the collective because all it's really necessary for the story is that Slenderman is like the concept of Slenderman and the concept of fear. So that as long as these concepts exist, Slenderman would exist. So I guess like there's no real precedence on the landscape of the collective realm. It's just kind of like, can Ao Oni go to like, has Ao Oni ever been like, I don't like blue. Let me just destroy the concept of blue real quick.
So it's just a realm of like concepts, essentially.
Yeah,
It's not like okay.
I guess.
It's not like the God Sphere. We never like explore it. It's just like we just know that it exists.
There's also another argument that I want to bring up is, I believe with everything that's been stated, I feel like Aoni could absorb Slenderman. It would take a lot of time, but time is what Aoni has in this matchup, and he copies everything, including abilities and intelligence. So in a thing of he would be able to absorb Slenderman and then know about the other dimensional stuff. Obviously, it wouldn't kill the main Slenderman, like the true form, right? But he would have the powers of that body.
All right.
Well, I don't know if
That's
like the
just-
main bodies actually have like their own minds that be consumed. I think they're just like controlled by the main one.
I mean, but then still, I feel that gets a bit more esoteric to argue, which that's a lot of what both can do.
I was gonna say that I know this debate has gone a little abstract, but I feel like these kind of distinctions do matter for this
Yeah.
matchup.
I would like to apologize for being so silent. I'm just
You got hit
Trying
with
to
stuff you weren't
figure out.
expecting.
something. I'm looking up at Slenderman on SCP right now.
There is also the thing of like being able to, like the Aoni is able to become real in that real dimension, right?
Oh, so wait, hold on, my brain right now. If he could just become real in the real dimension, couldn't he just learn about Slenderman?
Yeah.
The higher dimension
Oh wait,
and go back
but
down.
didn't that require? Oh wait, no, yeah, he merged the real dimension and
Yeah.
his own.
Do you know what's really funny as well? When the Aoni stumbled upon an iPad, he was capable of researching and mimicking an entire new species just by looking up that species. So yes, he could go to the real dimension and look up Slenderman.
That's so funny.
That is something that Aoni has done.
This dude's fighting Slenderman. Go, wait, I need to learn about this, and it just pops into the real
Like,
world. It does
the
a
thing-
quick Google search.
The thing is with this battle is that they literally, they have no way of killing each other for most of their abilities, right?
Yeah.
I would even argue that Slenderman has no way of killing Aoni that's been presented to me. Like, he can't be erased from existence. Like, I didn't go through the resistances that much, right? But it's crazy. You know that the Sadako thing, the virus that gets rid of the archetypes, right? He resisted that. He doesn't have a soul, so you can't control it. There is a specific thing stated that in Aoni, when you lose your soul, that's how you become an Oni, kind of. He can't be manipulated by the plot. He has ignored this. He you cannot manipulate time within his world, and you cannot go back in time and prevent him from existing. He is able to resist being BFR'd. He's able to negate time stop. He can put Slenderman to sleep if he wants to, but you can't put the Oni to sleep.
I don't know if you can put the Slenderman to sleep.
He is he was unable to be sealed away. He was unable to have his time manipulated, like time stop and stuff done upon him. He's been able to reverse and undo the effects of the fourth dimensional Oni and then just use it again. He's unable, this guy can do everything. He is Hacksman.
I feel like Slenderman can also be considered Hacksman, just from what it sounds like on a lesser degree.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he's Resistance Man then.
Do you have anything else, Sherm? Or do we want to go into
I'm looking.
I kind of want to go into final because I will have to get going soon enough.
Imagine last minute, Sherm's like, oh, I found, and then the stream ends.
Oh, I found Slenderman. He's right here.
Here, we can go into final. I'll start the poll. I am gonna add a tie. I'm not gonna vote, but just in case someone wants to vote it. So go over your final, Saul.
You want me to start?
Yeah. Well, Sherm's looking through things.
He's looking. Hang on. So basically, this matchup is crazy. It's very fun. I love it. I don't feel like Slenderman has a win con presentable to me. Aoni has so many resistances, and at a functional level, cannot be manipulated or changed. And there's basically nothing going for Slenderman right now. It would take a while, I'm not going to lie, but through Aoni's archetype manipulation and compressing of that dimension, he should be able to eventually, either through absorbing Slenderman or doxing him in the real world, find out about his true form, go to it, and just compress the dimension. Again, this is a fight that would probably take billions of years, SCP Doomsday type thing, you know? But in the end, I feel like Aoni can win through a war of attrition.
The poll is up, by the way. Sure. Well said.
It's tough, guys. I'm.
They both have shitty movies.
Whose shitty movie is better?
Probably Aoni. Slenderman's just bad.
Well, one's potentially going to be in Dead by Daylight, so.
Can
Did you hear that? Aoni's going to be in Dead by Daylight.
No.
Slenderman? What?
He's teacher. He's researching when final arguments is happening.
He can. He's.
All right. So
He has attack reflection, so he'll reflect the conceptual erasure back at Aoi.
I'll go first. Aoni probably wins. Just based on everything we heard, I think there's no real way Slenderman could kill. At best, you can argue Slenderman gets a tie. We already know that even if he reflected Concept Erasure hasn't killed him in the past. And I think generally this would be a fight where resistances take precedent, and I think Aoni just has a better set of resistances as well as existing on a higher plane of existence.
All right, my turn. This I
take
agree.
it back. Saul just burped, and I changed my vote to Slender.
No.
Hey, that's valid. That's valid.
I have a physical condition. I have a physical condition that makes me burp more. You're actually being ableist. You're that first. You're that here. Post it everywhere in the versus community.
All right.
Why
Cancelled. Shut down the channel. So this fight's weird as fuck. It's just we get to like concepts, we get to hacks, and we had to actually sit down and talk about like levels of dimensions to mathematical to concepts to the real world. I just think I do agree with the sentiment that this fight will take basically till the end of the universe, because it would take forever for Aoni to even get the kill on Slenderman. However, I do agree with the Doc's win con of just traveling to the real world and just looking up Slenderman.
That is the funniest win con I've ever heard in a single versus debate. The Doc's win con
is crazy.
It's even funnier because he can copy powers by that doxin, so he would have everything he needs.
That's crazy.
I am leaning more towards Aoni, because
if we ever did it, we can have Saul to incorporate this. We could give Saul the big ass blue head to wear at his computer, and he could be sitting there looking up, and all you see is Saul in his big ass outfit.
Not even standing like normally, just like hunch over like this.
I do it as well. You know
I'm leaning towards Aoni. I think Aoni wins, even though it would be a long, hard, and esoteric fight.
We do this episode and we have Aoni open my research document on Slenderman. It's like, oh.
Aoni ends up being one of the researchers. That's fucking
It'd just be really funny. It just cuts to like y'all like a research call, and then Aloni joins.
Who's this?
Who the hell is it? They're gone. Okay.
So who you voting for, Croat?
Aloni.
And I'll end the poll now. 62% for Slenderman?
That did not happen.
Hey! Yeah!
I'm kidding. 63% Aoni, and then Ty for 38%. And then Slenderman got 0.
I feel like I might have researched wrong, and I apologize. Was I supposed to use like the fear mythos? I thought generally the fear mythos.
No, don't use
like...
fear mythos.
Okay.
Fear mythos sucks.
Apparently, the Slender Man appeared as the antagonist of an episode of the Canadian television series Lost Girl.
Oh.
So, which is maybe Slenderman is real if the Lost Girl is real.
Aoni has a canonical Fortnite collab.
You fought hard, Sherm.
You fall. I think it's just that like Aloni's too bullshit. I think that's the problem.
Don't forget, this is all my research done without like the 30 or so something untranslated novels.
Even like the bullshit Omniversal Battlefield wiki that like wanks everything wasn't helping me out.
Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. 2 weeks from now, the plan is to do Captain Falcon from F-Zero versus Jin from Oh God, Oh Help Me, what the hell
Cyberbots?
is it from? Yeah, that one. And that'll be a good time. I will actually be debating it for once in my life. Hi, Saul. I will actually be debating that one against someone who hasn't debated here before, Kino. And so that'll be fun. Next week, we have the traditional Nebula Theater cast with the new format. I hope you all enjoy. I have details on the Discord, which you can find a link to down in the description. And am I forgetting anything, anybody? Or is that it?
No, I think that's... We have... Yeah, that's it. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's everything.
And if you want to see
The man
more,
is doing Gravity Falls.
If you want to see more cool debates, go to FanBattlecast. Or Santi Analysis, I guess is the name of the channel, right?
No, I renamed it.
Hey!
No, it's renamed. We're now Fan Battlecast.
Hell yeah. But we will see you all later.